Hi, SK. This is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all the lessons at OTC, the online TOEFL course. And you're doing what's called a free TOEFL speaking practice test evaluation. So, right now, I'm going to listen to your response that you sent me by email. I think you sent it on Saturday, right? So, I'm going to listen to it two times. The first time, just to kind of get used to your overall speaking and pronunciation fluency. Then the second time, I'll give you an estimated score and then listen to the response one more time and kind of go over any specific problems I notice based on your performance. Okay, if I remember correctly, you're choosing what is better when preparing for an exam, studying alone or studying with a group, right? So let's listen to your response.
I personally prefer to study alone when I'm preparing for an exam because it helps me to concentrate effectively. Moreover, by doing step study, we can focus upon our weak areas and we can revise that again and again until we get a mastery over it. On the other hand, when we are studying in a group with our friend circle, there are more distraction as compared to the concrete study, because when we met our friends we start talking about all other stuff instead of studying, so that is going to lead to loss if we are having our exam ahead.
Okay, so
I personally prefer to study
let's
alone
take a
when I'm
look at
preparing for
the.
an exam.
Okay, my first impression right now. Let me see what we have here. My first impression is 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30. I think that's probably where you are right now. Let's listen to it one more time. See what we have.
I personally prefer to study alone when I'm preparing for an exam because it helps me to concentrate effectively. Moreover, by doing step study, we can focus upon our weak areas and we can revise that again and again.
Now, had you developed those 2 points with specific supporting detail, I think you would have had a stronger speech. You kind of stated both of those two reasons almost like they were the thesis or the topic of your response, but you didn't really go into any detail in any of those areas.
Until we get a mastery over it. On the other hand, when we are studying in a group,
No, why say on the other hand? Why talk about that? Say, first of all, group study is more beneficial because I can concentrate better on my subject material. Then you give a specific example to support that point. And then you have a better connection of ideas as opposed to stating those two ideas and not giving any details and then moving directly to the counter argument. That doesn't create a really organized
with
response.
our friend circle, there are more distraction as compared to the concrete study, because when we met our friends we start talking about all other stuff instead of studying.
You talk about other stuff. Do you have a specific example that you can use that you can support this point with, and that would help deepen the argument you're trying to make?
So that is going to lead to loss if we are having our exam ahead.
Okay, so I think I got a pretty good idea here. So I think 2.5 is pretty good. I'm going to put your speaking at fair right now. Okay, so let's talk about each area. Delivery. The main thing here is I'd like you to work on is called tone. You need to create a more natural sounding intonation, and that's going to help you speak more naturally. Language use, let's say, it says your limited range and control of grammar and vocabulary. I think that your vocabulary is very basic, not very precise, so you definitely need to work on that. You can probably work on your grammar too. You tend to use more basic type grammar constructions, maybe like simple sentences, but you need to combine some of those sentences using what we call compound and complex structures. Topic development, this is the main area here. I think that you need a lot more depth to your ideas. You discuss mostly basic ideas with really no details at all. and connection of your ideas are unclear in some parts of your response. So those are some things that you need to work on in order to improve your speaking. All right? And if you'll notice, right below my name in the email that you're looking at, I have some services I think you'll be interested in. And depending on your budget, I have all of the tools that you need to reach your TOEFL target score and subtotal scores. So check out my TOEFL private lessons link. You can see that in the email. I also have information about my TOEFL speaking and writing service. And finally, you can learn about my online TOEFL courses. All right? And remember, you can only complete one free TOEFL speaking practice test, right? For you, it could take you hundreds of speaking practice tests before you get your speaking above 26, right? So I cannot just have you send me speaking over and over and over for free. I can't do that because it takes too much time. But anyway, thank you for using my service. I hope that you'll consider joining one of my courses or using one of my services. All right, thank you.